When Amy and I were in the hospital back in February for 9 days with our son, we had complications during the pregnancy, and our son was born early, and right off the bat they had to resuscitate him. And I was just thinking, man, I was like, God, what is going on? I just felt like everything was a mess. And we got through the first night, and it was really hard and a really long night. Everyone cried, everyone smiled. I remember them telling us it's going to be a really rocky road. There's going to be good days, and there's going to be bad days. And just, you got to take it a day at a time and a little bit at a time. And it was probably one of the most amazing things was we stayed at the hospital for 9 days, like the whole time. And there was just like this amazing feeling of like we couldn't really do anything, we couldn't really talk to people, we didn't really know what to do. I kept in touch with some people because I didn't want my wife to have that responsibility because it was too traumatizing what was already going on. But it was like the first time in my life that I couldn't pray. Like just nothing. We were reading, we were trying to pray, and we were reading like in depth, like more than we either of us ever have before. And that's probably what we did for the whole 9 days, other than spending it with our son, was reading and praying like the entire time. The first couple days it was really hard. Right off the bat, like 2 days in, we were told he wasn't going to make it, that he had stage 4 brain bleeds, and it wasn't it wasn't gonna be good. And Amy didn't want to make him suffer, and I knew something was wrong, so I just wanted a second opinion. And luckily the second opinion came back that the brain bleed wasn't as bad as they said it was, so we were actually able to hold on a little bit longer. But like the first couple days I couldn't pray. Really the only thing I could mutter was, I love you and I trust you, God. And that was it. That was the only thing I could say. I didn't know what else to do. I think one of the most significant moments, it was about 4 days in, and we were in the room with our son, and we've been praying and we've been reading and we've been just all these things. And it was the first time that I put my hands inside the machine just to be able to lightly touch him. And we didn't know if he was going to make it or not this entire time. We didn't know what was going to come of it. And I just remember when I put my hands in there, and I had my hand there, and he reached out his tiny little hand and grabbed my hand and held it. And then I had like this overwhelming feeling. Like it literally felt like somebody was holding my heart. Like 2 hands, and they were warm. And the only thing I got from it, like that whole moment, was like I kind of found a form of peace in the chaos. And it was just like my son was saying, it's gonna be okay. God is with us. And it was just the most amazing and spiritual moment I have ever felt in my life. And as time went on, things were going okay. Things were up and down. And we made it to the 9th day. And we woke up to an emergency, and his stomach had ruptured. We were trying to look at the options of what we could do, but they were telling us that it's really slim, and we were praying and hoping And then the next bit of news we got was that he was starting to go into organ failure. And we had to make a decision. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make in my life. Not something anyone should ever have to do. I just remember those 9 days were the hardest 9 days of my life, but they were also the most beautiful. Amy and I both came to an agreement regardless of what the outcome was. We knew that it was going to be a really slim chance of him making it, and we knew it was going to be hard. The doctors, there was nothing medically wrong. Amy was completely healthy, he was healthy. The doctors couldn't figure out why he decided to be born early. There was really nothing medically, nothing physically. Like, it was just, the doctors kind of made it sound like he was just ready. I mean, we'll never really truly know why, but I feel that in this, like, after the 9 days, all we could say was, regardless of the outcome, we thank you, God, we love you. And we were just so excited to at least have the precious moments with our son that we had. A lot of people will say and ask, if God's so good, why does he let bad things happen to good people? And I don't really have a good answer for that, other than the fact that we knew there were slim odds of him making it, and God could have taken that first night when he was born and they had to resuscitate him. He could have taken him right then and there, but he gracefully and lovingly gave us 9 days with our son. I wouldn't change that for a moment. And I thank him every day he gave me those 9 days. The other thing I'm really thankful for is the fact that I would have loved to have been able to raise my son myself. Being a father, it's a huge deal. And my wife. But we know he's not going to be raised in this treacherous world. As much as I love everyone I know and everything that we do and the ministry and the family and the friends, it's a hard world. This world will do everything it can to tear you down. But even through the darkest times, sometimes faith is all we can lean on. And I'm thankful for my faith. And I just can't wait to see what God has planned next. I'm thankful that I got to at least see my son before he went to heaven. And I'm thankful that I know he's in heaven, and one day I will get to see him again, and that's going to be one of the most amazing days.